Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about, kid.
Despite their seemingly close relationship in the past, Justin Bieber has distanced himself from Diddy since his legal troubles began, voicing his disgust. But something crazy just happened. When Cassie took the stand during Diddy's trial, Justin posted this cryptic video on the gram, and the internet has been buzzing with the interpretation of JB's secret message. Grab your Sherlock glasses and let's get right into it. On May 13th, 2025, while Cassie Ventura Diddy's ex was on the stand doing the most brave thing ever by testifying about some truly disturbing experiences, Justin Bieber decided to post a very strange video on Insta that broke the internet. And when I say strange, I mean it was giving actual psychological horror movie vibes. This wasn't just Biebs doing a normal fit check or dropping a new bop. Nah, this was a video of him eating pizza, but filmed in surveillance style with a red filter that was straight up nightmare fuel. Now, why would our boy post something this sus? And why during Cassie's testimony specifically? Well, that's where things get really interesting. And Stan Twitter immediately understood the assignment. You see, one of the allegations against Diddy involves him using surveillance cameras to record certain activities for potential blackmail purposes. Surveillance cameras, bestie. And here's Justin posting a video that looks exactly like surveillance footage. The math ain't mathing. And I think we all know what's the tea here. This video absolutely ate and leave no crumbs, racking up over 10 million views and hundreds of thousands of likes, with comments speculating on their significance. The comment section was a whole vibe, with fans expressing concern and support for Bieber. Some were literally begging him to spill tea and testify against Diddy. One comment read, "Interesting choice of food. I think many of us get it. Stay strong." Another stan wrote, "I hope you testify against Diddy. Praying for you." But wait, this plot twist gets even more wild. The pizza element itself is core to the lore. Some people started connecting this to conspiracy theories like Pizzagate, suggesting Justin might be launching a much bigger statement about industry secrets. Now look, I'm not saying all these theories are a vibe check pass, but you gotta admit, the timing is giving major no coincidence energy. Posting this specific type of video on this specific day, that's like walking into the Met Gala, wearing the same outfit as your ex's new girlfriend. It's just too chronically online to be random. The trial has been exposing some truly disturbing lore about Diddy's alleged freak-offs, which is basically the family-friendly term they're using for what were essentially coerced adult sleepovers with multiple partners. And these were allegedly recorded for potential blackmail. These videos, characterized by a surveillance-style aesthetic and a red filter, sparked widespread speculation and debate online, particularly in relation to the ongoing legal proceedings against Diddy. Now imagine if you were a young star who potentially had something horrible happen to you years ago, and now the person responsible is finally getting their karma. Wouldn't you want to send a subtle message? Maybe not directly, but in a way that your real ones would understand. But hold up, we need to address something really important here. On May 16th, 2025, Justin's representatives did a PR move through TMZ, saying, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. I mean, that statement is giving PR teamwork, bestie. It's like when creators post those fake apology videos where they sigh a lot and pet their cat, but never actually address the drama. Just saying. And it's not just the pizza video that's raised eyebrows. A few days earlier, on May 10th, 2025, Bieber posted a series of concerning Instagram updates, including 13 videos that he later deleted, discussing topics like faith, integrity, and his personal struggles, such as asking God to help me amid fears of being exposed. And guess what? He pulled a dirty delete and removed all those videos later. Now, why would he do that unless there was something deeper going on? The plot is literally thickening, bestie. The way I see it, Justin is clearly processing some heavy trauma dumping. And while his team is saying he wasn't a victim, that doesn't mean he didn't witness things or have uncomfortable experiences that he's now reflecting on. This whole situation takes me back to those old videos of young Bieber with Diddy that have resurfaced recently. And y'all, they are uncomfortable to watch now with what we know. It's giving major stranger danger vibes.
They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
In this particularly disturbing clip from 2009 titled Justin Bieber's 48 HRS with Diddy talks about spending 48 hours with a 15-year-old Bieber, saying, and I quote, "Where we hanging out and what we're doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream." He then adds, "For the next 48 hours, he's with me and we're gonna go buck full crazy." When asked what they're planning to do, Bieber says, "Let's go get some girls," and Diddy responds by calling him a man heir my heart.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Y'all, that is 50 shades of yikes. A grown man in his 40s taking a 15-year-old boy to go get some girls and saying they can't disclose what they're doing? That's giving major call the authorities immediately energy. Literal red flags are flying higher than at a communist parade. In another clip, Diddy is seen teaching Bieber the swag walk and making him an official member of the Dirty Money crew. The Ike factor is off the charts as Diddy keeps touching Bieber and the teenager just looks like he's quietly dying inside.
There you go. Dirty money. Okay, so when we walk down the streets of New York, we hit them like this. So me and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little later on the night after the Usher concert, you know.
But the most disturbing one is probably the clip where Diddy promises to give Bieber a Lamborghini when he turns 16. It's giving major grooming vibes, like textbook definition grooming behavior that would make any psychology major scream.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, we'll get the front shot.
Man.
The way Diddy talks to Bieber in these clips, it's not normal collab energy, it's predatory, it's manipulative. It's giving I'm buying you expensive GIs, so you feel obligated to me energy, which is exactly how people in power positions groom younger, vulnerable individuals. That's literally love bombing 101. There's even a clip where Diddy straight up warns Bieber not to talk about the things they did together. In an appearance with Jimmy Kimmel, Diddy says,
And he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not. Everything ain't for everybody.
like, excuse me? What did they do that needs to be kept secret? If it was innocent, why the hush-hush attitude? That's like posting no drama in your Instagram bio, right air, starting the biggest drama. Weird flex, but okay. So with all this context in mind, Justin's pizza video takes on an even deeper meaning. Whether he was a victim or not, he seems to be processing some serious trauma related to his past with Diddy. The surveillance-style video appears to be his way of saying something without saying anything, and I think we all understood the assignment. And if I'm being 100% real with y'all, I think there's a lot more to this story that we don't know yet. Like any good true crime doc, this situation has more questions than answers right now. Was Justin trying to make a statement with his video? Was he showing support for Cassie? Is he processing his own trauma? Or was it just a completely innocent video that happened to be posted at a very coincidental time? Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure. The relationship between Diddy and a teenage Justin Bieber was inappropriate at best and potentially much worse at worst. Let's set the scene. Justin Bieber was discovered at just 13 years old by Scooter Braun in 2008. By the time he was 15, he was already in his global superstar era, signing with Usher's label and crossing paths with Diddy, who had actually mentored Usher during his teenage years too. Now, on paper, this sounds like a normal industry collab, right? A successful music mogul taking interest in a promising young star. But the way it played out, certified nightmare fuel. Remember that 48 Hours with Diddy video? Let's break down what Diddy actually says in it, because it's unhinged.
Yeah, man, you know, I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Y'all let that sink in. He's literally comparing having legal guardianship of Usher to having Bieber for 48 hours. That's like saying, I don't own this Birkin, but I'm going to flex with it for the weekend. The way he's talking about a human child is disturbing AF. And let's talk about the fact that Diddy was 40 years old at this time, while Bieber was just 15. What business does a 40-year-old man have taking a 15-year-old boy out to go get some girls and do things they can't really disclose? That's giving major stranger danger vibes, and it's super not a vibe. There's also that clip where Diddy makes Bieber an official member of the Dirty Money crew and teaches him the swag walk. On the surface, it might seem like a normal collab, but watch Bieber's body language. He's clearly uncomfortable, trying to play it cool, but there's an awkwardness there that's hard to miss. It's screaming, help me, in lowercase.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
And then there's the infamous Jimmy Kimmel appearance where Diddy warns Bieber about talking about the things he does with Big Brother Puff. The way he says it, with that threatening undertone, it's literally giving American Horror Story vibes.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Now let's talk about how these interactions have been viewed by the public, because the online discourse about this has been more intense than Stan Twitter during album drop season season. On platforms like Reddit and X, there's been strong speculation that Bieber may have been a victim of abuse or exploitation by Diddy. One Reddit comment with over 11,000 upvotes stated that the chance of Bieber being a victim of Diddy is above 99.9%. Another user with over 6,400 upvotes suggested that Bieber may have been victimized by exposure to age-inappropriate behavior, affecting his sense of what's normal or acceptable. Multiple users described the videos as showing Diddy coercing Bieber into uncomfortable scenarios, with one commenting, "Videos show Diddy coercing JB into scenarios. For example, MTV thing where Diddy plans to take JB to a strip club. JB embarrassed, but tries to play cool. Feels bad for JB, compares to young women in similar situations. Diddy's puppet for amusement, punishment for disobedience." There's even been claims from former Death Row Records executive Suge Knight, who alleged in a November 2024 prison interview that Diddy arranged romantic trips for Bieber with older men and that Diddy molested both Bieber and Usher. Now, I need to emphasize that these are allegations from a controversial figure, and there's no corroborating evidence. But when multiple people are raising concerns, it starts to form a pattern that's giving major red flag energy. Some fans have even analyzed Bieber's 2020 song Lonely as potentially hinting at trauma from his early career. Lyrics like, "And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a s t." They criticized the things I did as an idiot kid. And what if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, 'cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just lonely. Suggest feelings of isolation and lack of support during his rise to fame. While the song doesn't explicitly mention Diddy, fans have connected these sentiments to his interactions with industry figures, including the Bad Boy Records founder. Now, despite all this speculation and these disturbing videos, Justin's representatives have firmly denied that he was a victim of Diddy. Sources close to Bieber told TMZ that Diddy never abused him, and that their public appearances were performative, with Bieber primarily being friends with Diddy's sons, Quincy and Justin Combs. But here's where it gets interesting. Prior reports suggested that Bieber had opened up to friends about a nightmare experience with Diddy. This contradiction between public statements and insider tea has fueled even more speculation. Is Bieber's team trying to distance him from the cancellation? Is he not ready to speak publicly about his experiences? Or is the truth somewhere in between? Maybe he wasn't a direct victim of the specific crimes Diddy is charged with, but still had uncomfortable experiences that he's processing? What we do know is that Justin has been going through a lot lately. Sources have indicated that he is completely disgusted by the scandal and wants to protect himself. He's reportedly focusing on his family, particularly his role as a new dad to his son Jack Blues, born in August 2024. The timing of all this, Bieber becoming a dad himself, while these allegations about Diddy are coming to light, makes it even more significant. Becoming a parent? Owen makes people reflect on their own childhood and the things they experienced. Maybe seeing his own innocent child has given Bieber a new perspective on what happened to him as a teenager. And let's be real, even if Bieber wasn't directly victimized in the way that's alleged in Diddy's current charges, the videos we've seen show a clear power imbalance and inappropriate relationship between a middle-aged man and a teenage boy. At minimum, it was giving major groomer energy. The music industry has a long history of exploiting young talent, and what we're seeing with Diddy might just be the beginning of a much bigger cancellation era. Look at what happened with the #Me Too movement in Hollywood. Once one person spoke out, it created a domino effect that revealed decades of abuse. One of the most disturbing aspects of this whole situation is how openly these interactions between Diddy and teenage Bieber happened. These weren't private meetings. They were filmed and shared with the world, and nobody said anything at the time. That's like a house thief filming a house tour of the places they robbed and posting it on TikTok, and everyone just being like, "Great aesthetic, bestie." The evidence was right there in front of us all along. It raises serious questions about the adults who were supposed to be protecting Bieber. Where were his parents when he was spending 48 hours with a 40-year-old man? Where were the record label executives who should have been ensuring his safety? Were they all so blinded by his star potential and the money he could make that they turned a blind eye to concerning behavior? As one Reddit user put it, JB, an innocent, sheltered kid, mom religious, not prepared for music industry, ripe for exploitation. Another disturbing comment from Reddit claimed, parents sent JB to live with Diddy at 14 for grooming. Videos online of JB at parties. Underage, Diddy promised JB a Lambo at 16, JB definitely a victim. It's heartbreaking to think about what Bieber might have gone through during those formative years. Is it any wonder that he later struggled with substance abuse, mental health issues, and erratic behavior? When you're exposed to adult situations at such a young age, it can have lasting impacts on your development and your understanding of healthy relationships. And that brings us back to Bieber's recent social media activity, the series of videos about faith and integrity that he posted and then deleted, and of course, that surveillance-style pizza video during Cassie's testimony. Whether he was a direct victim or not, it's clear that Bieber is processing something significant related to his past with Diddy. He's finding his own way to engage with this situation without directly involving himself in the legal proceedings. The legal proceedings are complex enough as is, as a result of the fact that Diddy's legal troubles have been snowballing from Cassie's allegations in 2023 till now. If you've been living under a rock or just been doom scrolling through your FYP instead of keeping up with the news, let me catch you up real quick. Diddy, one of hip-hop's biggest moguls, the man behind Bad Boy Records, the guy who brought us bops like I'll Be Missing You and Coming Home, is currently in his villain era fighting for his freedom in federal court. This ain't just some minor problematic behavior either. We're talking serious allegations that could land him behind bars for life. Diddy, a prominent music mogul, was arrested on September 16, 2024, and formally charged the following day with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Let's start with the timeline, because this saga has been more convoluted than the MCU. The legal drama began gaining public attention with Cassie Ventura's lawsuit filed on November 16, 2023, accusing Combs of SA, physical abuse, and sex trafficking during their decade-long relationship. That lawsuit was settled faster than a TikTok trend, like suspiciously quickly. The lawsuit was settled for $20 million as revealed during the trial, but that was just the beginning. Air Cassie's lawsuit, the floodgates opened. Suddenly, more people started coming forward with similar allegations against Diddy, dating all the way back to the 1990s. We're talking over 60 civil lawsuits alleging SA and other forms of misconduct. 60, y'all! That's like having 60 people leave one-star reviews on your restaurant. At some point, you gotta accept that maybe your food is just trash. Things got even more intense in March 2024, when federal agents raided Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles. They weren't just popping by for some clout-chasing collab, they were executing search warrants as part of a human trafficking investigation. And then, on September 16, 2024, the tea spilled everywhere. Diddy was arrested by federal agents at a New York City hotel and formally charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. But bestie, it gets worse. The charges were expanded on January 30th, 2025, and further amended in March 6th and April 4th, 2025, to include additional allegations such as kidnapping, forced labor, and bribery. Let's break down exactly what Diddy is being accused of, because it is beyond toxic. The indictment alleges that Combs led a criminal enterprise through entities like Bad Boy Entertainment and Combs Global, engaging in media and entertainment industries. Additional details include organizing freak-offs, described as elaborate performances with commercial sex workers. Now, I'm trying to keep this somewhat family-friendly for the algorithm, but let's be real. These weren't just casual hangouts. According to the allegations, these events involved narcotics like cocaine and MDMA to ensure compliance, and were recorded for Diddy's later use or potentially for blackmail. The indictment also includes allegations of physical abuse, with a notable incident from 2016 at a Los Angeles hotel that was actually caught on video. This video, which was obtained by CNN and later shown to the jury during the trial, supposedly shows Diddy attacking Cassie Ventura. Law enforcement searches in March 2024 at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, narcotics, and firearms, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers. That's like finding someone with a basement full of fake eyelashes and burner phones. It might not be illegal on its own, but it sure raises some eyebrows about what they're doing in their spare time. The trial, United States v. Combs, began on May 12, 2025, in federal district court in Lower Manhattan, with jury selection completed and opening statements delivered. The prosecution has been spilling all the tea. In their opening statements, they portrayed Diddy as a serial predator who used his power and influence to exploit women. The defense, represented by Tenny Garagos, acknowledged domestic violence but denied sex trafficking and racketeering, suggesting financial motives behind the accusations. That's like saying, yeah, I stole your phone, but I didn't take your charger, so it's not that bad. Still a crime, bestie. One of the most powerful moments of the trial so far has been Cassie Ventura's testimony, which began on May 13, 2025. She detailed her relationship starting platonically in 2006 when she was 19, signed to Bad Boy Records. She recounted violent arguments resulting in physical abuse, saying she was smashed in the head, knocked over, dragged, kicked, and stomped. She also testified about the freak-offs, saying they started when she was around 22. According to her testimony, she felt coerced into participating, and Owen took drugs to dissociate from the experience. Listening to her testimony, it's hard not to feel rage, quit energy, and disgust at what she allegedly went through. If true, this is a textbook case of an abuser using their power, influence, and wealth to control and exploit their victim. It's giving literal supervillain behavior. And it's not just Cassie, other witnesses have come forward too. The first day included a Los Angeles police officer and a male review manager, with the latter, identified as Philip, testifying about meeting Combs in 2012 and subsequent encounters. Diddy's defense strategy has focused on discrediting Ventura, highlighting text messages that they claim suggest affection affection and voluntary participation. During cross-examination, the defense has focused on discrediting Ventura, highlighting text messages that suggest affection and voluntary participation. They also explored inconsistencies in her testimony, such as Ventura changing the alleged assault date from September to August 2018. This is a classic defense tactic, trying to gaslight the victim by pointing out small inconsistencies or suggesting that they were willing participants. But trauma can affect memory, and victims of abuse owe and maintain contact with their abusers due to complex psychological dynamics. That's like saying someone who got catfished but still uses dating apps must have wanted to get scammed again. Make it make sense. This trial is expected to last 8-10 weeks, and if convicted, Diddy could face life imprisonment. Beyond the criminal charges, the wider implications of this case can't be overstated. It has sparked a broader conversation about power, abuse, and accountability in the music industry. The case has sparked a Me Too reckoning, with Ventura's lawsuit opening floodgates for other allegations. For decades, the music industry has operated with a certain level of acceptance for problematic behavior, the mentality that excused exploitation and abuse as just part of the business. But just like in Hollywood with the Me Too movement, we're seeing a reckoning in music where powerful figures are finally being held accountable. It's about time for this culture reset. Diddy's case is particularly significant because of his status in the industry. This isn't some low-level producer or manager. This is Diddy, one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history. His empire extended beyond music into fashion, alcohol, media, and more. He was untouchable until now. Talk about a fall from grace that's more dramatic than any reality TV show finale. If these allegations are proven true, it would mean that one of music's biggest power players was allegedly operating a criminal enterprise right under everyone's noses, using his legitimate businesses as a cover for exploitation and abuse. Whether Diddy is ultimately convicted or acquitted, this case has already had a significant impact on the industry and on how we think about power, abuse, and accountability. And for all the young artists coming up in the business now, perhaps it serves as a warning about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of creating safe environments for everyone. As this trial continues to unfold, we'll be watching closely and keeping you updated on any major developments. But in the meantime, let's remember that at the heart of this case are real people who have allegedly suffered real harm. Whatever happens in court, their experiences and their pain are valid, and they deserve to be heard and acknowledged. If you enjoyed this video, click on the ones showing on your screen to enjoy more. The Yolena saga is far from over. A shocking leaked audio, allegedly of a phone call between Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, has gone viral, and the internet is going absolutely wild. The raw, emotional tone of the conversation has fans questioning everything. Are the exes reconnecting behind the scenes? Is this just another wave of nostalgia or something deeper? And where does Hailey Bieber stand in all of this? Stay tuned, because we're starting today's video with that leaked audio that's driving fans crazy at the moment. The leaked audio. A leaked audio from one of Justin Bieber's calls with Selena Gomez has been stirring up plenty of buzz lately. This audio was the intro to one of the tracks on Selena's album and has sent fans into a frenzy. Now, why is this a big deal? Because this isn't just any audio, it's a super personal and heartfelt voicemail that sounds suspiciously like it was left by someone we all thought Selena had moved on from. The voicemail goes like, "Hey babe, it's me. I just wanted to call and tell you that I love you so much. Just wanted to let you know that you are my princess." And just when fans thought the audio was over, the voice went further to say, "You are worthy of all of the love in the world. You are the love of my life." I mean, come on, that's pretty intimate, right? This track containing the audio dropped right before her album release and got everyone talking, especially after Justin posted a pic with Selena, sparking rumors that maybe they were back on. But hold up, it's not just about gossip. Selena herself added more fuel to the fire. In an interview with InStyle magazine, she revealed that the song containing the voicemail, "Love Will Remember," is indeed a personal song and is about her relationship with Justin. She mentioned that the song captures the essence of their relationship's end and said their time together was very complex and emotionally intense. According to Selena, the track containing that audio was the most personal on the record, and she appreciates its sweet, non-aggressive release, which she believes Justin would also love. She also suggested that their breakup might not have been entirely her choice, or perhaps it was a decision forced by circumstances. And let's face it, this breakup must have truly been challenging for Selena, especially after they shared so many adorable moments both off and on the camera, like in this interview where she revealed her favorite physical feature of Justin.
The last time Justin was here, he said about you, you have the most kissable cheeks. And so I would like you to now compliment him. What is his favorite feature that you love about Justin?
His eyes.
He has good eyes. He has really good eyes.
Yeah.
Talking about her high-profile relationship with Bieber, Selena admits the experience was crazy and was further complicated by the immense public scrutiny they both faced. This constant attention breakup even more challenging for her. At the time of their relationship, Yolena was one of the most talked about couples in the world. Their on and off dating history started in 2010 and continued in cycles until 2018. Fans followed every post, every concert sighting, and every tweet. In fact, in an interview where Justin Bieber was asked a question about the best part of his teenage years, he blew fans' mind when he said,
"What was the best part about your teenage years? What would you say?"
I would say, best part of the teenage years. What was it?
Owning a Ferrari.
No, not that. Probably my relationship with my ex-girlfriend.
And that would be correct because Selena and Justin's relationship was so strong and popular that Selena once revealed that during the height of their romance, she often felt like she was losing her sense of privacy, with paparazzi following her even during quiet moments. In her interview, Selena also talked about the factors contributing to their split. She hinted at trust issues and emphasized the importance of honesty in a relationship, given the challenges posed by their lifestyles. Honesty. You have to have honesty when you're living this lifestyle because of the distance imposed when working. You are separated so often. You have to be super honest and open. That is key, Selena explained. Although Selena is from Texas, and according to her, she should be married with children already. But for now, she has made it clear to her fans that her focus isn't but rather on loving herself and embracing her independence. Now you might wonder, why put something so private out there? Well, it looks like Selena wanted to capture the good times before things went south. It's a bold move, sharing such personal bits of her life, but it definitely makes the song hit different. It adds authenticity and lets the listeners feel the raw emotions of their roller coaster relationship. As for the voicemail, a representative for Justin Bieber didn't confirm or deny whether it was his voice. This ambiguity keeps the mystery alive, making fans and listeners even more curious about the true origins of the recording. Justin and Selena continued to fuel rumors of a potential reconciliation. After their split, Justin posted an Instagram photo of them together at a 4th of July party, captioning it #heartbreaker, speculation, about them rekindling their romance. However, sources close to the couple clarified that they were not back together, but were merely trying to maintain a friendship. But here's where it gets even juicier. Around the same time Love Will Remember hit the airwaves, Selena was also stepping into the Hollywood spotlight with a role in the thriller Getaway. Talk about a busy time for her, right? This girl was not only dealing with personal stuff, but also rocking it on the big screen. And on Valentine's Day, even though Selena and Justin had split, she made a grand gesture by sending him an unfinished version of Love Will Remember as a Valentine's Day gift. Can you imagine Justin's reaction? Getting this bomb of a track that's all about their past love. People close to him say he was totally blown away, and the song felt to him like a deep dive into their shared history, filled with love and intense connections. This kind of personal share really shows the depth of their relationship, and how despite their breakup, there was a lot of respect and care still lingering. But it wasn't only Justin that was blown away by the song. As the song leaked and fans got their first listen, the response was massive. Everyone was talking about the emotional depth of the track and how it painted a vivid picture of Justin and Selena's past. While the leak was a bummer for the production team, the fan reaction probably eased that sting, showing just how much Selena's music touches people. While talking about some of her thoughts on her experiences with the song and its public reception, Selena described the inclusion of Justin Bieber's voicemail in her song as a liberating experience. To her, it wasn't just about creating music, it was about expressing her feelings openly and moving forward from a past relationship. She mentioned that writing the song was emotional, but it was essential, as putting her feelings into these songs allowed her to process and ultimately let go of the emotional baggage associated with her breakup. Both of those are really strong tracks and very fun and emotional as well, Selena shared. It was really liberating. So the internet's freaking out over that leaked audio, and we totally get why, because let's be real, when Selena drops a voicemail that sounds exactly like Justin telling her she's the love of his life, it's not just a coincidence. It's giving unfinished business. It's giving we still text sometimes. And now, the big question everyone's asking is, could this song be a breadcrumb leading to a full-on Yolena reunion? Let's talk about the signs, the speculation, and whether there's actually a shot at these two getting back together. Will Selena and Justin get back? For years, Yolena has captivated the internet with their on and off love story, and now whispers of a possible reunion are louder than ever. Could Yolena make a surprise comeback? That's the question on everyone's mind. And while nobody's making any promises, the signs are definitely raising eyebrows. Let's rewind a bit. Justin is currently married to Hailey Bieber, and they recently welcomed their first child, Jack Blues Bieber, into the world in August 2024. From the outside, things seem picture perfect, but if you've been keeping an eye on Justin lately, you'll notice that something feels a little off. And look, we're not trying to stir the pot, but when a man refuses to answer when asked if he's in a happy marriage, then that may be a reason to start paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes.
Justin, are you still in a happy marriage?
But that's not all. Justin's recent Instagram post from March 2025 showed him with his son Jack, but the caption was more melancholic than joyful. "I think I hate myself sometimes when I feel myself start to become inauthentic," he wrote. That alone sent fans into a frenzy. The mood, reflective, restless, almost like he's got unfinished business. And maybe, just maybe, Selena is still on his mind. Meanwhile, Selena Gomez has been glowing in her new chapter with music producer Benny Blanco. The couple got engaged in December 2024, and Gomez has never looked happier, at least on the surface. They've also been appearing together in interviews like this one where they were talking about their engagement.
And she told me it's the second best thing I've ever done for, she said, almost as good as the wedding ring. And I was like, that's a lot cheaper than a wedding ring.
Yeah, that is very romantic.
Very thoughtful, and it made my night. It was one of my favorite moments.
But it's her music that's making fans pause. Her latest album, I Said I Love You First, has sparked major conversation online, especially among fans who believe Selena is still grappling with the echoes of her past relationship with Justin. The lyrics, deep, reflective, haunting, and more than a few of them sound like they're aimed at one particular person. In the song, You Said You Were Sorry, Selena sings about dreaming of an ex apologizing for past heartbreak. It's raw. It's real. It's the kind of lyric that makes you stop and go, wait, is she still thinking about Justin? The answer? According to fans, absolutely, she still has a space in her heart for him. And then there's the track, How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? This one feels like a direct response to an ex who tries to return, only to realize she's already moved on. The pre-chorus goes, 'Cause you walked in big grin, talking like we're friends, honey, what were you thinking? That sounds like someone who has been through the emotional ringer and is finally standing her ground. Selena hasn't exactly denied that the album was influenced by Justin, but she's definitely tried to steer the conversation elsewhere. In an interview on Spotify's Countdown to T series with Benny Blanco, she said the songs are inspired by various life changes, friendships, loss, growth. But for fans who've followed her journey since day one, it's hard not to draw a straight line from the lyrics to Justin, especially with tracks like Don't Take It Personally, where she addresses feelings of insecurity and jealousy. Some fans even speculate it might be a reflection of the love triangle drama she experienced in the past, particularly involving Hailey. Even with all this emotional storytelling, Selena makes it clear she's happy now. Her relationship with Benny is public, engaged, and creatively fulfilling. The two have even collaborated musically, and some of the brighter tracks on the album are inspired by their love story. But it's the contrast between these upbeat tunes and the heavier ones that have fans convinced Selena might have moved on, but she hasn't entirely let go. Of course, we have to respect where they are now. Justin is a father, Selena is a bride-to-be. But if there's one thing we've learned from watching this story unfold for over a decade, it's this: nothing is ever truly over when it comes to Justin and Selena. In fact, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez have a history of breakups and reconciliations that would make any rom-com jealous. And if history tells us anything, it's that when it comes to Yolena, nothing ever really ends. From the moment they met in 2009, Justin and Selena's bond was undeniable, but even more undeniable was their pattern. They break up, they move on, and then, somehow, they circle back. By 2013, they had already weathered multiple splits, yet time and time again, something would pull them back together. Whether it was mutual friends, shared stages, or just unfinished feelings, these two always seemed magnetically drawn to each other. 2017 was one of those years. After a whirlwind romance between Selena and The Weeknd came to an end, Justin re-entered the picture. Suddenly, they were riding bikes together in LA, showing up at church services, and even attending family weddings together. For a moment, it really felt like the two had grown, matured, and were finally ready to make it work. They even spent Valentine's Day side by side in 2018, jetting off to Jamaica to celebrate Justin's dad's wedding. The PDA was full-blown, the headlines were buzzing, and the fans absolutely losing it. But then came March. Out of nowhere, news broke that the couple had decided to take a break. Again, sources said it wasn't dramatic, just a mutual pause. But we all know how that usually ends. By June, Justin was suddenly back with Hailey Baldwin, and by July, he was engaged, just like that. The rapid-fire nature of it all shocked everyone, especially given the deep emotional ties he still seemed to share with Selena just months earlier. And here's where it gets even more complicated. During that final stretch of their on-again phase, Justin and Selena were reportedly trying really hard to make it work. And not just behind closed doors. They were actually in couples therapy. Yep, therapy. According to reports that surfaced back in late 2017, the couple had been attending Christian counseling sessions, hoping to heal old wounds and figure out how to move forward together. So what sparked the need for therapy? According to TMZ, TMZ, it had everything to do with Hailey Baldwin. Around that time, Justin had reached out to Hailey to clear the air about their past. It was supposed to be a harmless text, just closure, but when he told Selena about it, trying to be honest and upfront, it didn't go over well. The trust issues they'd been trying to patch up, they cracked wide open. And that's when therapy came into the picture. That revelation only adds another layer to the Yolena saga, because even when they were together, even when they were fighting to fix things, the shadow of Hailey was there. And now, years later, Hailey is Justin's wife and the mother of his child, but back then, she was the ghost of relationships past that they couldn't quite shake. In 2025, Hailey finally addressed the whole situation publicly during an appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast. When asked point blank if she had ever overlapped with Justin and Selena's relationship, the conversation went like this.
Your husband was in a very public relationship. They were kids. People were obsessed with the idea of them. People were confused on the timeline you're talking about of like, is she a homewrecker? I guess my question is, Hailey, were you ever with Justin romantically at the same time as her?
No, not one time.
But the internet doesn't forget, especially not Yolena fans. And even though Hailey tried to set the record straight, there are still fans who believe the timeline was, well, messy. The fact that Justin went from Valentine's Day with Selena to a wedding proposal with Hailey just 5 months later, it's a tough pill to swallow for anyone still invested in the Yolena love story. The therapy sessions might not have saved their relationship, but they did show how deep their commitment once ran. They were willing to sit in a room, face each other, and talk about the hard stuff. And for two people who had spent nearly a decade breaking up and getting back together, that level of vulnerability says something. Even now, with their lives moving in completely different directions, that emotional history remains. Justin is a father, Selena is planning a wedding, and yet, the narrative of Yolena continues to resurface through leaked calls, emotional lyrics, and cryptic captions. It's like the universe keeps throwing breadcrumbs, keeping fans, and maybe the stars themselves, wondering, what if? At this point, it's hard to say what the future holds. But what we do know is this: love like that doesn't just disappear, it evolves, it transforms. And in the case of Justin and Selena, it's become a part of pop culture history. Whether they ever reconnect romantically or not, their story will always carry weight. So, will Justin and Selena get back together? We're not saying yes, but we're definitely not saying no. Because when it comes to Yolena, the door never seems to close all the way. But as fans dissect every lyric, leak, and longing look, there's another subplot heating up fast. And that's how Hailey Bieber is handling all this Yolena buzz. After all, being married to one of the most famous men in the world comes with its own drama. But when that man's past love story refuses to fade away, even the strongest partner might start to feel the pressure. And now, all eyes are on Hailey's every move, every like, and every cryptic post to figure out how she's really feeling about the ex that just won't stay in the past. How is Hailey reacting? At first glance, Hailey appears composed. She posts cute videos of her husband and her like this one.
Married life. Didn't even love me no more.
This is very specific.
Kiss me.
She also says all the right things in interviews, speaks openly about the pressures of fame, and even posed for that now iconic photo with Selena at the 2022 Academy Museum Gala, seemingly a public truce. But fans aren't convinced. Behind the polished image is a trail of eyebrow-raising social media moments, conveniently timed posts, and behavior that, to many, feels far from coincidental. One of the most talked about incidents occurred in early 2023. Hailey, along with Kendall Jenner and another friend, posted a now-deleted TikTok where they lip-synced to a viral audio. I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right. The clip didn't name names, but it surfaced right after Selena was being publicly body-shamed for her appearance in paparazzi photos. The timing, the tone, and the expressions were enough for the internet to put two and two together, and it didn't take long for fans to accuse Hailey of throwing subtle shade. Selena, for her part, didn't lash out. Instead, she responded with a calm, classy message that many took as a quiet clapback. It's okay. I don't let these things get me down. Be nice to everyone. X. That one sentence was a mic drop. She didn't name Hailey, but her comment seemed to acknowledge what many already believed, that shade had been thrown and she was choosing to rise above it. Hailey later responded in a comment of her own, saying, "We were just having a girls' night and did a random TikTok sound for fun. It's not directed at anyone, but to fans, the damage was already done." Her statement felt like deflection, and it wouldn't be the last time she'd need to do damage control. Ironically, this moment came just weeks after Hailey and Selena posed together at that very gala. The photo was supposed to be a public gesture of peace. It made headlines headlines across entertainment media. Selena and Hailey end the feud, the articles proclaimed. But soon after, the TikTok controversy had people questioning everything. Was it genuine reconciliation or just a PR move? The tension escalated again when an old clip of Hailey seemingly mocking Taylor Swift resurfaced. In the video, Hailey appears to gag while Swift's music is mentioned during an episode of Drop the Mic. Fans were quick to dig it up and circulate it, especially knowing how close Selena and Taylor are. Selena wasted no time to respond once more, writing, "So sorry, my best friend is and continues to be one of the best in the game." Another short but impactful comment. Another wave of support from fans. That wasn't the end of it. What came next was dubbed the eyebrow saga of February 2023. After Selena posted a TikTok joking about over-laminating her brows, Kylie Jenner uploaded an Instagram story of her own brows with the caption, "This was an accident?" and followed it up with a screenshot of a FaceTime call with Hailey, both of their brows on full display. Fans lost it. The implication felt too pointed. Were they mocking Selena again? Both Kylie and Selena quickly shut down the rumor mill. Kylie commented, "No shade towards Selena ever, and I didn't see her eyebrow posts. You guys are making something out of nothing. This is silly." Selena backed her up. Agreed at Kylie Jenner. "It's all unnecessary. I'm a fan of Kylie." The attempt to de-escalate worked somewhat, but once again, suspicion lingered. Then came March 2025, when Hailey allegedly liked a TikTok video making fun of Selena's fiancé, Benny Blanco. The clip mocked his appearance and his relationship with Selena, and when fans saw Hailey's name among the likes, the backlash was swift and brutal. A representative for Hailey issued a statement to Page 6 calling the accusation false and claiming it was fabricated by a content creator looking to capitalize off of an old, tired narrative. Yet the narrative persisted, because no matter how many denials came, the frequency and timing of these moments made it impossible for the public to just let it go. So why does every move Hailey makes ignite such chaos? Because it's not just about the posts, it's about what they represent. Each moment, whether deliberate or accidental, seems to tap into something deeper. Insecurities, comparisons, old wounds. And when it comes to Yolena, those wounds haven't fully healed for fans, or perhaps even the people involved. It doesn't help that while all this unfolds, Hailey has ramped up the PDA with Justin. In recent months, she's been sharing more intimate photos than usual. From tropical vacation snaps to cheek kisses and cuddly selfies, their feeds have taken on a notably romantic tone. Some see it as normal couple content, especially following the birth of their son and their 6th wedding anniversary. Others, though, think it's a public response to the revived Yolena speculation, a way of silently saying, "I'm still here, he's mine." In a recent Instagram post, Justin included many lovely emojis alongside a string of cozy photos with Hailey, one of which showed him planting a kiss on her cheek. The two appeared closer than ever, vacationing in paradise. Hailey wore a bold red dress covered in roses, their body language oozing connection. There was no sign of their son, Jack, just the couple front and center. The message? Their relationship is alive and thriving despite what the internet might say. And it's not just photos. In interviews, Hailey has opened up about the emotional toll the public scrutiny has taken on her marriage. Speaking to W Magazine, she said, "People have made me feel so bad about my relationship since day one. They're falling apart, they hate each other, they're getting divorced. It's like people don't want to believe that we're happy." She revealed she works with a therapist to process it all, adding, "I've tried to think you get used to it at a certain point, but it doesn't actually ever hurt any less." It's clear Hailey is affected by the comparisons and commentary, even if she doesn't always say so directly. And sometimes that frustration may spill over in less than obvious ways, through shady TikToks, cryptic captions, or extra effort to highlight her relationship. Whether intentional or not, each move is scrutinized under a magnifying glass. But the most shocking moment may have been when Hailey accidentally followed a Selena Gomez fan account. Yes, a fan account. It didn't take long before screenshots started circulating. Fans exploded with theories. Was she creeping? Was it shade? Was it just curiosity? Hailey unfollowed the account quickly and DM'd the page's owner, apologizing and saying it was a complete accident. But for many, the moment felt too symbolic. Despite the denials, despite the peace talks, despite the public photo ops, it suggested that maybe, just maybe, Hailey still keeps an eye on Selena. Whether out of insecurity, curiosity, or unresolved tension, we may never know. In the end, Hailey Bieber's reaction to the Yolena drama is anything but straightforward. On the surface, she's poised, composed, and focused on her marriage. But underneath, her social media activity paints a more complicated picture. Whether it's subtle shade, strategic PDA, or accidental follows, her digital behavior continues to fuel fan theories and keeps the Selena-Justin-Hailey triangle alive in the hearts and feeds of millions. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on any other of the cards showing on your screen right now to enjoy more interesting content like this.